Ever since I was 15 years old and my buddy Ben and I built a Viking longship from Home Depot 2x4s, I've always wanted to be on a real, honest-to-God Viking longship. And now, by God, I am! I'm not making that first bit up. When I was a teenager, my friends and I really did build a Viking boat, and I have footage to prove it.
So in case you're just tuning in, we are currently waterproofing the boat so we can take it out onto the lake.
On our boat's maiden voyage, things really didn't work out too well, at least not at first. But thanks to extensive caulking and frantic bailing, we were able to sail her proudly, or row her. The sail was really just for show.
I'm so glad that we were able to get the guts to say, why don't we build a Viking boat and follow through with it?
That's right.
Because it was totally worth it.
Odin!
Now that we've seen how not to sail a Viking boat, let's talk to some guys who are actually really good at it. I recently took a sail on the Polaris, a 38-foot Viking longship replica. The Polaris is the brainchild of this man, Stuart Boyd. On his crew is Mr. Cameron Adibi.
When I first said I was building this boat, he was one of the few people who didn't laugh.
And this strapping young man, Joe King. I was able to sit down with Stuart and Cam and ask them a simple question. How do you sail a Viking ship?
Carefully.
Yeah, good answer.
Well, we've been learning, obviously, how to sail it, and we've sailed it in several different kinds of conditions. Each time we want the wind to come up because we really think the boat has all of this untapped capabilities that we've yet to explore. Because he only has one sail, we have to, and as sailors, we kind of think about each edge of the sail and each corner, and we're trying to imagine what would this be like on a modern boat and which corner is this particular corner referencing. And it's a little bit of adjustment all the way around. But fundamentally, she goes off the wind very, very well. And we're learning just how much upwind she might go. She's very responsive.
The Vikings overall, they were very skilled craftspeople, but also good engineers. But what also the other thing was that they were skilled at is that these boats were so fast and with very shallow draft. You know, we can spin the boat very easily. They could land just very quickly, conquer and destroy.
That's one does. Move on.
Yeah.
So in a dinghy, a lot of times you're using your weight. The weight distribution of the crew is a big factor in how the boat performs. And in this boat, it's sort of similar. If we could magically push people up and down the boat to adjust their weight, we could use it as a control for turning quickly or for turning slowly or for turning without even using the rudder. Just lean over and let the boat turn itself. The other cool thing that I discovered when we put the boat together was a lot of the traditional parts, the little wooden toggles and the little wooden pieces. Today on modern racing boats, you find those similar types of shapes, and they're made out of carbon fiber or aluminum, and they're used to save weight. And of course the Vikings had no other option but to carve them out of wood, but it's really funny to see how soft products are coming back, and that to me is kind of fun. The whole idea of a Viking ship over the last, say, 150 years, it's evolved, because before there really had no examples except for pictures, stones. And then suddenly they find the burial ships. If you'd asked for the treasure trove of Viking ships, the Rosetta Stone of how to build them, that's where you find it. So they've only been learning how to sail these boats for a few decades. So it's a new science. We tried to make the boat look as traditional as we could. Over in Denmark, we did go out on one of the boats one evening, and there wasn't a lot of wind and there was a lot of chance to chat, and it was a very sociable boat. It was later when I kind of started to process everything that I'd seen that I said, you know what, this is what I really could do. Bring something like this to the North Shore in Boston, and then I can get other people to come together in this boat and they can experience that great teamwork and all of that sort of community aboard the ship.
Well, there they go. The Polaris is off to another adventure, pillaging, no doubt. Yeah, what an amazing experience. Really, dream come true. Stuart, Cam, Joe, those guys are so cool. And actually, they they allow people to go on their ship. You know, you can go to their website, you can book a trip, and you can go out in Gloucester Harbor. You can learn how to sail, learn how to row. We were pretty clueless when it came to sailing. None of us had sailing experience, but the rowing, you know, got the hang of it after a little while. I don't know why Charlton Heston thought it was so hard, but I'm gonna put all of that information on where you can book a trip on the Polaris down in the description there. You know, please give these guys a shout if you're in Massachusetts or the North Shore here on Cape Ann. They are really, really cool, and what a great ship. What an awesome time. Odin!